I decided to go through and show you guys some of our rods and reels that we use and give you some opinions. We've got a assortment of rods and reels. The rods right here, we've got an Ugly Stik Elite 6'6" medium, Ugly Stik Elite 7-foot medium, H2O Express, or H2OX now, Ethos. This is an older H2O Express inshore rod Ethos inshore that I found on clearance. I ended up buying 2 of those when I found them. I used one for a day, loved it, so I went back and bought another one. $38 a piece when I bought them. Been extremely happy with them. Unfortunately, we broke the tip off of the other one, so we use it for a little heavier stuff now. Without the last 6 inches of the tip, it changed a lot. Here's another one of these little Ugly Stik 6'6". We've got an arc rod in here. First time I'd ever used those. And I don't have any of our Ducket rods in the back of the truck. I got some other H2OX's Academy Brown rods. I got one Okuma surf rod right there. It's a 9-foot medium weight for casting lures, stuff like that on the surf. I've been very happy with that. Some cheaper catfish rods, and assortment of things. Just give you quick opinions of them. The H2O Express Ethoses, I've been very happy with for the price point and the fact that we've broken a lot of rods over the years, especially fishing mission. These have held up fairly well, and Academy's got a good return policy if you do break a rod. There's been days that I've bought a rod and the next day he used it and broke it and I returned it. He's pretty hard on stuff. That little ultralight that he's got right there that he's been using recently, we bought him a little ultralight kit like that. He fell and snapped it the very first day he used it. I took it back and paid a little bit more to get the Ugly Stik version, and he's yet to break it. We'll see how long that lasts. These Ugly Stik Elites that we got 3 of them, we've had them now for probably going on 8 to 10 years. Like this one, used it saltwater and freshwater. The hook holder rusted and broke off. The eyes are all fairly good. You can see, you know, they've been roughed up some. This one we've used a lot of. It's a little too flexible for lures, in my opinion. Doesn't do good with them, but for live bait or for bottom rigs, it works out good for. Very flexible tip. We've actually caught quite a bit of stuff surf fishing with this little rod. The 6'6" ones, we've kind of turned them into our light rods to use, even though they're rated medium. I would say they're more like a light or maybe medium light. Works out good. If you do catch a bigger fish on them, you're not going to break it on the fish. We've been real happy with using them for that. They're flexible enough, they throw some of the little weights. We're using this trout fishing this morning on a live stream he did. That rod's a 6'6" Ugly Stik Elite. Been very happy with them, and I got those at Sam's when they had them there for a very good price each. Get into the reels some. This is Piscifun, and I got it upside down, of course. Piscifun Venoms. I can't remember if the new name is Venom or Viper, but some of these I've had for a good while. That one's broken off. I need to retie it. That's why those lines are all loose. You can see there's a lot of discoloration. It's been beat up. This now flips way farther down. It should be more like that, and it's way down here. Still works, holds up good. They get strong drags on them. Fishing Mission has a habit of loosening everything up, like that was loose right then. He also loosens the reel seats all the time somehow when he's fishing with them. But this one's had a lot of abuse. As you can tell, like the rod and reel compared to the one I use, quite a bit of difference in coloration, and I have replaced that reel. For the price that I paid for these Piscifun Venoms or Vipers, I'm pretty happy with them. I wish they were direct screw instead of that. 2-piece screw in. I mean, we've abused them, saltwater and freshwater. They've held up well. I will say they don't have as good of a line lay as the Daiwas. See, that one's a little bit heavy forward. It's not perfectly flat, and it's not as smooth a line lay. I can't fill these spools up quite as full as I can fill the Daiwas, because they will give you wind knots if you fill them up very full. I guess I'll move on to this Quantum reel over here. This is the Accurist inshore, Quantum Accurist inshore reels. I've been very happy with these reels. It's a direct thread. It's an inshore, you know, saltwater rated reel. They have a titanium flexible bail, so you really don't worry about bending that. It'll bend and flex right back. One of these on a different rod, he knocked off into saltwater on a jetty one night, and then later that same night we hooked a Jack Crevalle and fought it for probably 15 minutes before straightening the hook out at the rocks. The reel did great. You know, after being dunked in saltwater, it held up great. It was a 3000 size reel. This is the 2500 size. I will say I'm very happy with the Quantum reels. The Daiwas seem a bit smoother. Now, my Daiwas that I have are newer, and the Daiwas do a little bit better line lay. And again, with these, I can't fill them quite as full because I do get more wind knots in the Quantum reels. I like the inshore Accurist pretty good. I do have a couple of standard Accurist in different colors. That bright green ones is Accurist there. Haven't used those as much. I got those recently. Need to check it out some more. They're, you know, depending on the price, I'm happy with Quantums. They've held up really well for us. Daiwas do seem like they do a little bit better job on line management. This is a Daiwa 3000 series here on the Fuego. I believe I'm saying it right. I'm probably saying it wrong. See, the line lays nice and smooth and even. Of course, this is a newer reel than the Quantums that I have, but I'm very happy with it. It's very smooth, direct drive again. I really like that for the money. I've caught these on sale. Scheels has them on a really good price right now. Probably shouldn't be telling people that because I still might buy more. This is the only pin reel we have. I bought it one time when we broke one on vacation, saltwater fishing. So I grabbed this one as a replacement from Academy. It's held up really good. You can see it's had a lot of abuse. Got beaten up pretty bad. The reel and the rod have held up really well. Again, not as good a line lay. It's a little bit weighted, and you can't fill the pins up as much as you can the Daiwas because it will give you more wind knots. We got 20-pound test Cast King on here right now. We can cast this thing pretty far with that. We've caught sharks and various other things on this setup. You know, nothing very big. Probably 2 to 3 foot sharks is the biggest we've caught on this. This might have been the rod he caught a almost 4 foot bonnet head on. I can't remember if it was this rod or not that night. This is a Cast King reel here. I had a few of these Cast Kings and a few of the Piscifunds over the years. This is the Sharky 3, and I've had a couple of the earlier Sharkies. The Sharky 3 I like a lot better than the earlier Sharkies. It's direct thread versus the other ones, and somehow either Fishing Mission or my wife lost the cap for this side in the first day or two we had it when they used it. Not sure how that happens, but it's similar to the Penn or the Piscifunds on the line lay and getting wind knots if you fill it up too much. It tends to lay them a little loose and they'll pop off on you because of the line lay. I've got, already talked about that Daiwa, the Fuego. I've got one Daiwa BGMQ in here, 6000 size. I just set it up on a brand new Ugly Stick Tiger Elite 7-foot spinning rod that I got for Christmas, and we're gonna see how we like that. Got the reel on open box special through Midway USA. Very good price for that BGMQ. When they have them open box, it's good. And that is I believe it's a Runkle brand braided line. I only bought one spool of it. I'm probably not buying it more, but that's a 30-pound test, multicolored line. It's held up pretty good for me, not great. I will show you right here. These are the two oldest Daiwas I have, and it is, you know, a 5-bearing DigiGear. What are they? Laguana 5000. I got 2 of these on clearance at Academy one time. You can see the line lay is not great on these. You know, I paid $20 a piece for them. Primarily using them saltwater, and it's on a cheap combo rod, probably that the from Walmart or something like that, where the reel gave out but the rod still works. I will say, for this cheap of a price point of reel, it's held up really good. We've caught several sharks and other stuff on them, surf fishing, you know, catfishing, things like that. One of these, I got 2 of them. The other one's not in the truck. As far as I know, it doesn't have a clicker when you wind it in, but I caught a shark against the current down in Georgia one time, and it started clicking after that. So it's still holding up, still catching fish, but it is interesting that it developed a click while catching that fish. And we've had those again for 10+ years, I think. Maybe 8 years. So they've held up really well. But you know, if I had my pick, depending on prices, the Daiwa definitely, especially if you can catch them on sale for a good price. I paid less than $60 for this one because of the sale that Shields was having. And places like Academy will comp the other store's price if you go in to get them. And that's how I bought this one. I bought it locally from Academy because they comp Shields price. These Piscifuns, when I got them, were more in the 30-something to 40 range. Depending on the sales, they're going for that or a little higher. I think the next step up in the reel, the Carbon X, is supposed to be a little better reel, but they're quite a bit more expensive. You know, then you're getting up close to the range of the Daiwas or the Quantums. Same thing with the KastKing. If you catch them on sale, you can get them for a pretty good price. But if they're not on sale, you're not that far different between the other brands of reels. I do have one bait caster in here. This is the first time we ever used arc rods, and one of our first couple bait casters. I just re-spooled this one yesterday. It's a 13 Fishing Concept C reel. I like the reel a lot. I like the arc rod. Bait casters in general, I'm not real fond of. So I tend to always use the spinning rods instead of the bait casters, but I'm trying to force myself to use the bait casters a little more, see if I can get used to them. Well, I guess that's all. Let me know if you want any more information on any of these rods and reels. We've abused them a lot, and they ride in the back of the truck in a jumbled up mess. That's why I always use the rod socks to try to keep them from getting too tangled back here, and the rod socks help out a whole lot. Anyway, let me know if you need any more or wanted to hear any more information on any of these rods or reels or the braids and lines. We use various leaders. Almost everything I do a braid to leader, like a FG knot, or I have learned now with the thin leaders like this stuff here, the FG knot doesn't work as good on the thin leader, so I will use a double uni knot typically for the real thin leaders now. But on the heavy stuff, like I put 40-pound leader on that 30-pound braid, the FG knot works wonderful on that. I just about pulled that loose. Anyway, I will get off here, and maybe Fishing Mission will see what you guys think of these videos and ask if you want some more rod and reel reviews or gear reviews. Thanks for watching.